What if I told you that you had more potential than you could have ever imagined? However, due to thousands of years of psychological and societal conditioning, many people find it very difficult to see their own potential. Many people even believe that their fate is completely out of their hands. And I am proposing that this idea is completely incorrect. I know this because I'm living it. I've transcended this conditional thinking and have come to a new understanding. And this understanding has the ability to free you from those ideas, to free you from the societal conditioning. And it is so powerful that it can change the trajectory of your entire life. So how has this mental enslavement occurred? What happened that put us in this state of obedience? The answer to that is actually quite simple. It's fear. Now, fear is a highly useful innate instinct that serves us in many ways. However, fear is also used as a tool to manipulate others. Fear has been effectively used both in the present and throughout history in order to control aspects of society by the ruling class. When a person feels threatened, whether it's real or imagined, there are subconscious reactions that result in our rational capacities to shut down. The reality is that not one of us alone is in a position to change the world. And if we really want to contribute to a more compassionate world, we must begin to break down our own delusions of fear and move into a higher state of being. And we must be the example. Remember, 84% of the population is religiously affiliated. And it is my belief that religion in general has been one of the main culprits in perpetuating fear. I have never met any other group of people that have such strong fears towards eternal doom and apocalyptic prophecies. How many times have we seen fanatical religious groups incorrectly predict the end of days? Religious folks by majority are living in a constant state of fear. Do you really believe that this wasn't intentional? Of course it was. And I'm going to explain why. And it's not all what you might think. There are two reasons. The first reason is primarily for control. The second reason is to keep people from living up to their full potential. You're probably wondering why your potential matters. Let me explain. Let's begin by breaking down the aspect of control. Now, the concept of hell has been used by Christian preachers for centuries to frighten their followers into obedience, despite the fact that the concept of hell did not even exist until after the death of Christ and does not appear in the Old Testament. They have also depicted a God of judgment, a God of anger, a sociopathic entity that doesn't seem loving at all. Today, even some Christian denominations are beginning to see the concept of hell as a contradiction of a loving God. Unfortunately, it seems that the damage has already been done, and people all over the world live in constant fear of this potential eternity of fire. And then what about the concept of sin? The church has successfully convinced their followers that sin is hereditary and congenital, meaning that you are born a sinner. However, Jesus himself said that children are born innocent and righteous, devoid of any capacity to think evil. The fact that the church has imposed such an idea that their followers are automatically sinners is extremely traumatic. Imagine being a child of the church, being taught this from a young age, being taught that you're not worthy. Could you imagine the psychological impact this has on a young mind? Clearly and obviously, man is not a sinner by nature. Man becomes a sinner by practice. If you're taught that you're a sinner already, wouldn't that make you more likely to sin? This is not the reality. This is a psychological tactic. You've been told you are a sinner to keep you in the hamster wheel of karma. You've been told that you're a sinner to keep you from spiritually growing, to keep you weak. And as an act of good measure, the church introduced another idea that is potentially even more dangerous. They have taught that Jesus was a perfect man. And this was a lie. Jesus was rebellious, he was controversial, and he certainly was against the formation of the church. He would get drunk and even enjoyed the company of women. So why would they convince the world that he was perfect? They did this to keep the people in the mindset that they could never reach his potential. So why would you even try? And the more they held back your potential, the more control they had over you. Because the more freedom that a person obtains, the less control the church has. And the primary goal of Jesus was freedom. This is the real reason that the church kept Jesus' teachings out of Scripture. Because if you knew the power of Jesus' teachings and what he actually taught, you would have never supported such an institution. Everyone has the ability to reach his potential. Everybody. And it's about time that we all start relearning his message. May the truth come to light, and may the truth set you free.